Neuroplasticity. We've probably heard this, or maybe very frequently heard about neuroplasticity. What is it all about? Neuroplasticity essentially is neuro, which something that relates to the brain and the nervous system. And plasticity, of course, is like elastic, the ability to. So, neuroplasticity is the ability of our brain and the capacity of our brain to adapt to the things that we do. Right? A lot has been written, a lot has been said. There's a lot of technical jargon that goes into it, medical terms, half of which, I can't even pronounce, leave alone understand what it's all about. So, for the common users out there, and there's a lot of people who will watch this video who would rather get the substance of the matter rather than get the technical and chemical jargon, I'm going to try to make this as basic and as simple as possible. The concept of neuroplasticity basically leads us to certain principles of living a better lifestyle. Okay, a lot of people believe that when we talk about the ability or capacity to control and adapt the mind, as I've always said before, it's nothing to do with the mind. Mind is nothing but an accumulation of memories, thoughts, events, etc., etc. It is being able to bring about a deeper consciousness, awareness, and thereby living a more productive life. And for this, essentially, there are people who talk about, oh, you need to rest your mind a lot and sleep a lot and things like that, which actually brings me to, he's known as a guru. I don't treat him as a guru. I won't like to take his name there, but he's a good golfer. Somebody I've known for a very long time now, and we've played golf several times together. And he, in an interview, was telling people that he sleeps an average of 3.5 hours to 4 hours in a day, a 24-hour day, 3.5 to 4 hours. And that is not actually sleep. It is the restfulness of this body, this mind, because everything in our system needs to be rested. So it's not sleep. And a lot of people said, oh, no, by God, how can you live a life without, you need at least 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep. Absolutely incorrect. You need to be restful. All right. So coming back to this whole thing, the principles of neuroplasticity, basically, like I said, it is about controlling the ability of your mind, of your brain to be able to adapt to whatever you do. And that stems from essentially a lot of the activities that we do, right? The first thing would be our nutrition, right? What is it that we eat on a day-to-day basis? And this is scientifically proved, my friends, that consuming less of meat is far better than having a vegan or a non-vegetarian diet. People who are into fitness, bodybuilding, they turn around and say, well, we need the protein content. Well, you'll be surprised that there are so many people out there who are vegetarians and they're big time bodybuilders, because you can get equal and more amount of proteins and other nutrients, your vitamins and your minerals and your aminos, from a vegetarian diet. So the first thing is that we need to be able to have a healthy, proper diet. The next thing is we need to be able to go and exercise. Exercise is very essential. Now, exercise doesn't mean to say taking a stroll, gingerly walk in the garden or in the house. Exercise means being able to increase your pulse rate anything between 40 to 80% of your normal pulse rate. And that is very, very essential in, again, being able to reach that ability of awareness. The third aspect of, or the third principle in this is the intake of water. Now, water, my friends, this body, some people say 80%, some say 70% of our body is water-based, right? And our brain essentially is 80% of the components in our brain is water-based. Now, we consume food, we eat all sorts of things, right, which turns into that nutrient that we require, which has to circulate in the body. So if we do not have adequate fluid, we don't have adequate water, how is this flow going to continue to take place? So essentially, we need adequate amount of water. And I'm not going to qualify this because you hear people saying 7 liters, 8 liters. Adequate quantum of water to keep yourself hydrated and make sure that your system is working well. The next aspect, which surprisingly, is sunshine. Now, sunshine, in tropical countries where there is adequate sun around us, people in those areas tend to suffer more for the lack of vitamin D. Which is, you wonder why. You've got adequate sun, you should be having no issues. But they do have issues in vitamin D. But it's not just the production of vitamins. It enhances the quality of sleep. And another aspect of it, which I have experienced, it reduces pain. It reduces pain. So sunshine is very, very important. The next principle to follow is what I would call living a balanced life. Right? What is a balanced life? Being able to have everything in the right proportions. Cutting out what is not essential. The drinking, the smoking, right? Smoking is definitely a no-no. Drinking, well, in moderation, a glass of wine, I mean, it all depends. There are a lot of theories about it, but drinking in moderation is okay. So essentially what I'm saying is being able to have a balanced life. The next part of it is air. We need to get out. In our environment, in the world that we live today, everybody is just kind of indoors with air conditioning going on. We hardly get that fresh air. You need to go out, my friends. Walk barefoot in a lawn, in a garden. Let your body make contact with Mother Earth. Air is so essential. And this has been tried clinically, in hospitals where patients were kept indoors and this kept being doused with medication. And there's another lot which was taken and kept in fresh air in the sun. The recovery rate of those people out in the sun was much, much higher than people who did not go out in the sun. The next aspect is rest. Rest, as I said, and I spoke a little earlier about it, not sleep, but being able to rest your body adequately so that you are able to bring about that focus and drive again into our life. What happens in today's world is that people think, oh, if I go to sleep or I rest, I won't be able to do this, I won't be able to do that because of the outcome. We're so outcome based. Well, my friends, your outcome is going to be absolutely nonsense and rubbish if you don't rest yourself. Because there will be no clarity in the mind. So you need to essentially rest. The last part of it, and hear this very carefully, my friends, is trust. When you don't trust people, there is a lot of chemical imbalances that take place within our body. There's no clarity. there's doubt, all that kinds of things happen. You need to have that trust, the bonding with family, the bonding of friends. And we distinguish, oh, this is my friend here, that is not my friend, he is online friend, he is not an online friend, he is a friend close to me, all that kind of nonsense. Trust is something that you will feel, you will know when it happens. So these points, my friends, if you keep it in mind, these few principles of neuroplasticity, you will not just improve the quality of life, but there will be sharpness in your awareness, and there will be more action that you take place in a conscious state rather than in an unconscious state. So live a healthy, leading to a happier life.